Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome to the Mystic Hub via the MediaMystic digital store via stand.store/Media Mystic. I am Naomi, the creator and guide of the Mystic Hub, a sacred ecosystem expanding through offerings and seasonal gifts. Welcome, everybody. I am so happy to be here. It's been a long time coming. I'm glad that you are here joining me whenever you are, wherever you are. I'm going to talk a little bit about my mission, how it fits into the Mystic Hub, what it's all about, and the sacred offerings that are offered seasonally as we shift. So, mission. So this is more tiered towards me so you can kind of get a sense of what my mission is in this space. So I'm activating soul truth, emotional purity, and remembrance of real wealth. Okay. So activating means that on a level of your soul, the essence of who you truly are, you and I have some type of similarity or understanding that there is a teaching, a sharing, a sacred exchange moment, all for remembrance of who we are, not just for ourselves, but for the whole, right? So we are all interconnected, whether we know it or not. Just as we think about how the sun and the earth and the other celestial bodies are also tethered cosmically in the universe and our Milky Way, we are also to um, reflecting that same image as well. So it's about soul truth, emotional purity, remembering that those who are attracted to me, meaning that you're in this space with me now, listening to what I have to share and open to the offerings that I have to offer. You come from a place of emotional purity, which means that home for you is love, and there is opportunity to remember that and reestablish that in your life, and remembrance of real wealth, because we are coming back into a place of wealth where we are honoring who we truly are, remembering that our individuality and uniqueness is the real wealth, and that only you can be you, and that is where your wealth comes from. And so once you are able to tap into that, then you are able to tap into wealth and abundance, however that is aligned for you in this incarnation. So sharing lived wisdom through creative offerings, right? Only I can be myself. So everything that I share with you has come from my experience, whether it's been directly some lesson that I've learned or energy that I've absorbed through my emotion, through my experiences, my environment, from people who were around me who also on a level of our soul, we had a sacred exchange to where I received the energy empathically as an intuitive and have been charged with understanding it in a deeper way to bring solution in creative offerings, translating cosmic insights into practical tools. So that's along the same lines as a bridge for the earth and the cosmos, as a sacred womb holder. I receive information and I'm able to bring it forth in a practical way so that we can actually make use of it in this space and, apply it in our lives, opening pathways for remembrance and expansion. So opening pathways, right? So these are energetic space that allow us to remember beyond what we've learned and what we've inherited, that space of home, that space of love. And through that refinement of all that we've inherited and redirecting that energy to support the real reason why you specifically incarnated, why I specifically incarnated in this life, then we're able to expand our ancestral lineage by experiencing things that we were actually meant to experience, which has to do with the expansion part. So it's the learned lessons that now consciously in our consciousness, we're seeing from a different perspective, and we're able to now magnetize, attract due to our frequency and vibration in our thoughts and our emotions, experiences on the earthly plane that no one has in our ancestral lineage experienced before, embodying and sharing innate gifts through sacred exchange and cosmic commerce. So when I think about commerce, we think about business, right? Money, but this also has to do with the real wealth, like I was speaking about. Only you can be you. So learning the wealth in your individuality, right? Understanding who you truly are, how important it is to hone in on the specific way that you are gifted to experience abundance in your life. Okay. So sharing innate gifts through sacred exchange. So this is what lessons I've learned, and this is what I'm bringing forth into this space of the Mystic Hub. Okay, and we'll talk a little more. Supporting emotional stability and growth through light and shadow integration. So myself, I've also had to learn about light and shadow. Right, a lot of people, they look at polarity as such as this: light and shadow, black and white, good, bad. Everything has purpose, and even the darker aspects of us that still operate subconsciously and show up in our life through movies and songs and um, signs and synchronicities are still playing a role. The inner child that, has bad money habits or is reckless in relationships or non-committal, all of these ways in which even at times people look at their reflection in the mirror and judge themselves for why they're unable to do certain things a certain way. These are shadow aspects that need light and love and remembrance of how we've wired these understandings in our consciousness. And so, with understanding cosmic energy and earthly ancestral energy, and also light energy, right? Things that are more peaceful, right? Balanced and harmonious, being able to integrate those two aspects and support emotional stability and growth, because essentially this aspect right here is dealing with heart frequency. And when you are emotionally unstable, you bring that chaotic energy into your atmosphere. So when you're able to show love and demystify that shadow aspect of you, then you're actually opening yourself up to attracting what it is that your heart truly desires. Until then, you don't recognize that your heart attracts chaos to you so that you can look at the shadow. So these are things that I specify in, that when you work with me, I support you in uncovering, because these are things that I've done for myself as well. Okay. So, what is the Mystic Hub? It is a living mystical ecosystem. As I'm able to be myself and in authenticity and in integrity, share my gifts, be fun, be creative, do what I want to do in a mystical, loving way, I'm also supporting you and remembering those aspects of yourself. And through the understanding of who we are and being in that energy, this space allows expansion. And as I continue to expand, I continue to, as shifts occur, I start to create. I create all kind of fun stuff. I love to create. So you have exclusivity in the Mystic Hub as being a part of this mystical ecosystem. of being a part of this, and being able to partake in these beautiful things that are channeled through me, right? So channeling cosmic currents into grounded offerings, birthing seasonal sacred projects aligned with seasonal rhythms. So as the seasons change, I feel like right now we're kind of on solstice energy, from solstice to solstice. Right now, we're going to talk about our sacred offering in just a moment. Um, so we'll see how like things start to shift, but some of the stuff that I have on the digital store right now may be available for just a few months or until December, and then they may disappear. So we'll see, but that's basically what it is. So it's like while you're apart, take heed, and participate, because you are basically, you know, having availability to my creative mind. So I love it. I love to learn, and I love to understand, to heal, to be joyous. And I love to be myself and live my life the way I feel that it should be lived. And I feel like everybody that is attracted to me on some way, shape, or form wants that too, or is already doing that, and is opening new pathways to understanding new ways of doing that for themselves. So that is that. So weaving community as we co-create aligned realities. We'll have new fun stuff to be a part of, offering exclusive fresh opportunities aligned with cosmic cycles to support soul expansion, right? Doing things that we've never done before. So here's a look really briefly at the site on the mobile side, the QR code, where I have a bunch of offerings. I have the free ebook here, which is the first chapter of my book. That's my song, The Weather, available on all digital streaming platforms.
I know everybody wanna know, they wanna go through the black hole, the cosmic mother.
And then we got 143 Cosmic Love.
Conversation lays my body on fire. Ain't nothing like that cosmic love lifting me higher. Yeah.
Freedom and cash opportunities. So there's a bunch of stuff that I get into that this space supports me in offering, okay? So you'll be a part of that when you become a sacred doula. So this season, Sacred Seed, this is your invitation to being a doula.
Looked outside and it looked so cloudy. I said to the weather, tell me what you need. The weather said, I need you to be happy.
Okay. So when you go to stand.store/MediaMystic, or you scan the QR code right there on the screen, you can go to my YouTube page and learn more about my personal and professional journey, my spiritual awakening, and Oracle channel, the intention of it, and the group of collective, beautiful people that resonate with those readings. So it's at the top of the store. It's the YouTube icon, because I feel it's very important when you have someone who is a mystic or a spiritualist or a practitioner supporting you along your life, and offering spiritual offerings to you, that you get to know a little bit about them. So that's what I have. So make sure you go out there and check out that video as well. So this season's offering, I'm excited to share with you one of my babies. Okay, it's a project that is very close, near, dear to my heart, and is ready to meet you. Introducing, drumroll please. Fruit of the Womb, Secrets of Divine Counterparts, Ancestral Wealth, and the Healing Power of Creation. Yes, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. So, this is my baby right here. I just have the proof currently. I just have the proof. Okay. This book, okay, is for men. So even though the womb is the focus, this book is for men, it is for women, is for parents, is for young people, is for seekers, is for those navigating love, intimacy, and relationships, healing through generational patterns within themselves, remembering the sacredness of the womb we each traversed, right? We've all been in the womb. It's no way of getting around that, okay? For those ready to return to their natural aligned essence beyond programming, okay? This is fruit of the womb. This is born from me, and I am offering it as an activation to each and every one of you watching this as we speak. So, why this book matters? It is honoring a sacred duty, okay? So, it's the importance of acknowledging and honoring one's own story. Like I said, I am from the womb of the womb and a sacred womb keeper. Okay. This is understanding that sharing the body's refined, integrated wisdom honors the wombs of generations past while activating those of the present and the future. Again, this is about remembering ancestry, right? Remembering it so that we can see the lessons that were learned, see how the ancestry was limited, how creativity was expressed and limited, and remembering through light and shadow our individual mission of incarnation, then being able to hold space for the past and filter it through individuality, right? Cleansing all of that energy from the past of all the things that we know that humanity, people who live on this planet have experienced, right? And then we're able to honor that while healing ourselves. We support that and passing this forward to those who are here now and to our future generations. So we are releasing ourselves of the karmic repetition, okay? Honoring beautiful, empowering creations through a loving inner parenting dynamic. What I love about this book, as I've been bringing this opportunity forth, I had a beautiful experience recently with my inner child where I recognized I still had inner child luggage that I was holding on to, that I was subconscious about, and it came forth for me and I recognized it, and I definitely owe gratitude to this sacred birthing of this book, because I recognize how my inner child was expressing itself through creativity, and through this book I have been able to honor my inner child's creativity, because writing and school has been a big part of my life, where that was very much ingrained in me to be a good student. So I'm a very good student. At the same time, it's like actually as an adult, seeing my inner child express herself and herself through a sacred way rather than a way that's destructive to my well-being. So seeing myself as the adult and not feeling like the inner child was in control, but actually being proud and and actually being able to see like that was my younger self that did that. And now I get to show her off and acknowledge her and show her the love that she deserves, free of external validation, but full of self actualization, right? So, yes, so creating family dynamics rooted in a healthy womb space. Okay, so we are changing generations through the information in this book, and I wholeheartedly believe that because I'm using this book every day. Remembering body consciousness, again, true wealth, our individuality, and the channeling of divine inspiration, free of fear and full of reverence. Divine inspiration being any way that creativity flows, whether it be sex, whether it be music, dance, art, your speech, your breath, divine inspiration, whatever is keeping you inspired and you're able to give and receive that, okay, free of fear, okay, how we've been suppressed from long, 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 long ago. A lot of life has been limited and suppressed in a way that has been mental and emotional for people to stay on a certain path that steered away from authenticity and individuality, right? So this book has sacred texts and activations in it that support that guidance to start to unravel that fear and bring back the reverence and holding our responsibility for our divine inspiration and the ways that we share that in the world with responsibility. So this is an activation, a living transmission. Every passage is a cosmic activation. Again, this speaks to young women, men, parents, and elders. I even feel that this book is specifically a very, very supportive to young women and young men who have yet to have their first intimate experiences so they can understand the sacredness of intimate connection, an intuitive guidance tool during early practice in your day or times of reflection, just using it as a tool with an open heart and open mind to turn to a page and to see what answers are there for you from your true self. Okay, invites aligned love and balancing of inner masculine and feminine aspects, that kundalini energy through the chakra system that rises from the base of the spine, that gets intellectualized in the crown chakra, comes back down and gets transmuted into physicality, right? That inner masculine that has been modeled by our mothers, our fathers, that inner masculine energy that's been modeled by our fathers, the feminine aspect that's been modeled by our mothers, or those people who play those figure roles, or the lack thereof. It all shapes us in the way that we expect people to show up in our lives, the way that we expect to show up in our lives, expectations, and how we be in the world, in our careers, in our relationships, in every aspect. So this book supports the remembrance and the support of unraveling those things to then bring it back together. It supports the remembrance of the authentic, loving self and current availability to reestablish within relationships so love can be reestablished. Home, that space of home that it felt like a dream. Um, if you're hopeless romantic or you're a hopeful romantic, as I like to say, you know, things like that that you felt like were only a dream were just breadcrumbs for you to remember what home actually is in your heart space. This is an activation. This book is absolutely an activation of that. So why crowdfunding? For me, it was and it is a sacred aligned choice. So crowdfunding, if you're unfamiliar, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, even GoFundMe, crowdfunding, right? Bringing people in to support a need or a vision or a project, a product, right? This, like I said, is an activation. So for me, this is something that is much deeper and is much sacred. And so doing it in this way through the digital store, through the the Mystic Hub, it provides an extra layer of nourishment and care during the early development of this offering. Okay. So for me, when I went to those stores, or those platforms, it was very competitive, and I'm coming from a divine feminine energy in presenting this with a touch of my masculine energy, and then releasing it in a way so that it can be supported. So I feel like this is the perfect space for that. Okay, trusting in self and aligned community as all that is needed to prepare this book for its birthing and expansion. A living example of divine masculine action in harmony with feminine wisdom, like I said. It invites supporters like you to co create and doula this creation into the world, and it aligns with the sacred rhythm of community supported offerings. So, everything that I've mentioned, from the mission to what the Mystic Hub is, this project is directly aligned with that. So, everything starts from the top and it filters all the way down to every sacred opportunity that's offered. So the vision for the book, okay, it is a living sacred tool, right? It's a 6 by 9, 100 plus page book with a spacious layout. And even though this book may seem like it's tiny, like I said, it is an activation and it is very powerful, okay? It includes some space for journaling and art and reflection after each chapter. Um, it's a deep purple cover with the divine masculine. So if you look at the imagery, let me see if I can add this here. Let me do this. Okay. So you can see the divine masculine's hand on the womb here on the right side. He's not in focus because the womb holder is, yet he is still connected. So in no way, shape, or form is this book against masculine energy or men. This is showing that the creation process happens through the womb with both the masculine and the feminine. And you see the feminine's hand creating the heart shape with the masculine, and her other hand supporting his in the process of the creation. So that was very important for me to show. The purple color of royalty, crown chakra, intuitive knowing, understanding, divinity, cosmic energy, spirituality, right? Very sacred and rich and royal, with cosmic energy of her rhinestones and her jewels and bedazzled dress. you know, it's just dressing up the womb, showing reverence for the womb holder. Okay. Okay. So, yes. So the deluxe hardcover feature is embossed tactile elements that you can feel. So I was inspired by this dream journal that I have. And I don't know if you can tell, but this is the inspiration, how this is embossed and tactile, and you can feel on front and back, okay, with the gold gilded sides and the fabric bookmark. This is for the deluxe version. So this book will be of that. For the deluxe hardcover, you'll be able to feel all of her rhinestones, the hand, the light, etc. Okay. So it's going to be available in paperback, hardcover, and the deluxe hardcover that I just spoke of. Again, it's more than a book. It's a sacred tool for your altar, coffee table, daily guidance, and the first chapter is available for free now at the Stand store. Okay, so let me bring that up again, which you're going to see this QR code a couple times in this conversation. But yes, okay. As soon as you scroll down, and we'll see it again in a sec. It is available for download now. So here we go. So it's going to look just like this. So you visit the Stan store backslash MediaMystic, stan.store backslash MediaMystic. Download your free copy of The Fruit of the Womb, From Feeding to Nourishment, and that is the first chapter. You can pre-order your book tier with ease, which are basically similar to Kickstarter, how we have certain offerings that allow you the book and the sacred offerings that I have for you available for this season to support the book's creation and you as a doula. Okay, I also have my music there, other sacred things, and obviously, as we continue to move together, things will grow, and I'll have more sacred offerings there, creative projects, opportunities. And as you being a Mystic Hub doula, you'll receive early access to new offerings and community spaces. So it is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so we're going to go over to the store right now. You see, we have several different tiers. We have the $33 that is the signed paperback, the $55 that is the signed hardcover, the $111 that's the signed hardcover, and three, the love offer, ask and receive audio readings. For $333, we have the deluxe hardcover and a cosmic love check-in conversation. Okay. $555, you have two deluxe hardcovers, and all the deluxe hardcovers and all the books themselves are signed. So you'll have for the $555 two deluxe hardcovers, a wealth body or a cosmic love check-in and spiritual conversation for either one up to whatever you choose. And then for the 1111 reading, which is $1,111, you have a signed deluxe hardcover copy and 7 cosmic love check-in conversations. So it's basically like if you were to see your therapist or your coach, which I am not a therapist, I am a spiritual life coach. But these are spiritual conversations. So this creates space for me to be authentic, in which I have these skills, tools, and abilities, and I'm able to interweave them all together to be able to be available to all of the information that flowed through me. Okay, so we're going to go over to the store. This is the hub. Okay, so you saw what it looks like for your phone in the previous slides. So we have here my name, we have here my Instagram page, email, YouTube, and Spotify, which is just the Spotify link to my music. We have this video, which is going to be here at the top. This is the first ebook that we have here, which is the first chapter of the book. So just take a peek here. So it tells you here From Feeding to Nourishment, which is the first chapter, insights into sex, money, family, and creativity through a sacred lens, reflecting questions, a taste of teaching. So this first chapter, it has a lot of information, yet it is the first chapter. So there is a lot more information in the rest of the book. So definitely you're going to want to be a part of that. So as you look down here, you just have a couple of things to fill out, and then you'll be able to download it. It'll take you right there to download that. Okay. Right. So we got the $33 paperback. So these two, they're going to ask for your information so that it can be mailed to you. Now, I also want to show you here for each and every offering, this is there. So it's going to tell you the pre-order phase from July to August, final edits September, printing and shipping October to November, sacred gatherings and book circles late 2025. So you guys as sacred doulas, you're going to get updates as they come on the process of the book. So it has your information down here. So if anyone is choosing to gift anonymously, like you don't want me to tell anybody that this person was a part of our birthing of this sacred offering, and thank you so much. If you don't want like a public shout out, you can click that you choosing to gift anonymously. Also, right here, checking this box, if you only want to give as a donation and you forfeit receiving any physical or digital offering and you just want to be of support, you can check that as well too. And if you decide to check that, wherever it's saying that you're required to enter information like your shipping address and all of this, you can just put in/A, okay? And it tells you that here. So everybody, I definitely suggest that you read the description here thoroughly so that you are clear on what's going on, okay? And of course, my email is here, so you can just scroll underneath my name and find the little mail icon. So now let's get into the sacred offerings. So we have 3 different sacred offerings, which is the love offer, ask and receive, as well as the cosmic love check-in and the wealth, body, and spiritual conversation. So first, let's go to the $111 one, which is a signed hardcover and 3 the love offer ask and receive readings. That's what they're called, okay? And so basically, if you have a question about money, career, love, finance, your children, whatever, then you can scroll down here. You put in all the information, same things apply, making sure that you read these waivers and you must agree to them to continue. Okay. And then where it says what's on your mind, that's where you're going to type in what you want me to look into for you. Okay. And that will be an audio reading that I will send to you. And it probably will take maybe like, I would say 1 to 3 days because these are like mini readings. Okay. But you get 3 of them. So your first one will come from here, and then when you're ready to reschedule your second one, we'll just have you email me and just say that you're ready for your second one, you're ready for your third one, and that's how we'll do it. Okay. So I'll pull like some oracle cards or just intuitively answer your questions and give you the insight that you're asking for. Plus, of course, your book. So that $111 is going to go towards the support of getting this book in your hands into the hands of many others, and you get those 3 sacred offerings. Okay, so now we have the cosmic love check-in. So this is the first availability of these, and these are spiritual conversations. Okay, so these go for $143, just like my cosmic love song. This is what the inspiration was for that. And so down here talks about this reading. Okay, so this is an opportunity where we can dive into love connections, and we can also dive into things that you feel are limited or things that you want to see manifest that have been challenging in your life, or whatever things that you feel are challenging. This is basically where we get to show love to the shadow aspects and kind of see where things were woven in ways that are still subconscious, so that we can bring those things to life, reintegrate the masculine and the feminine, so things are working more harmoniously within you first, and then your love connections will start to reflect that externally, your money, your true wealth. So this is just a la carte one. If ever you wanted to have another one after this, you just email me and I'll send you the link to do that. Like if you wanted a second cosmic love check-in spiritual conversation with me after you've had one, you just email me and I'll get you a link, or I'll just schedule you. Okay, so then The $555 one, that one has the option of the wealth body. So the wealth body is different from the Cosmic Love Connection check-in. So here with the $555, you get 2 deluxe hardcovers signed, right? One that you can give to someone else, and then you get your choice of a Cosmic Love Connection check-in reading and spiritual conversation, or a wealth body reading with a spiritual conversation. Okay, so it says here, this is a sacred decoding of your energetic wealth design. Your wealth body reading is based on your full astrological birth chart, including planets, houses, and key asteroids, translated through the lens of divine energy flow. Each house is read as a living turbine, a unique center of movement, vitality, and creative power. We focus on your second and eighth house, how they interact, revealing the sacred current between your voice, your body, your values, and your relationship with shared energy, intimacy, and karmic wealth. So basically, I know that's a mouthful. Basically, what this does is it looks at your birth chart, right? It looks at your birth chart and it determines, first off, it gives you an interpretation of how you use energy through all your houses, and you see how you receive the energy, how you take it in, how it affects you, how it starts to move in your body, and then how it translates out and externally in your world. Okay, you'll see that through the perspective of the house and through the perspective of all of your placements in the house. Okay, and basically what this is doing is going to show you how you individually connect with wealth, right? Because the second and the eighth house has to do with your value, your second house, your voice, and your eighth house is the shared income, the taxes, how you intertwine marriage, right? So two is more about you and your personal value, your possessions, the thing that you value. And then the eighth house has to do with intimacy, power, sex. So it goes very deep, but it has to do with energetic exchange. So that's why I look very deeply at the second house and the eighth house, how your energy is used overall, how it relates to that access, and to better show you in a clear way how you specifically are wealthy. So this doesn't have anything specifically to do with money, but it will show you, and it shows you. So I want to say this is energetic. Energy is money. And once you start to understand that and how it aligns with you, then you can take it from there. So I'm going to show you your wealth through your value and how your energy is used. Okay, and that's what the wealth body is, so that's worth a lot. So again, if you want to forfeit anything, and you just, for any of the offerings, if you just want to be someone that donates, you can do that by checking this. You need to choose one or the other if you want the Cosmic Love Connection or the wealth body. Okay, and then you're going to fill out all the information, and then you get to go with that one. So the $1,111 one, that's the one where you get 7 Cosmic Love check-ins. Okay, so this kind of gives you like a subscription. So you get your hardcover, but you also get your 7 Cosmic Love check-in spiritual conversations. So over time, I would suggest at least a week to 2 weeks spaced out between each session, or you could do them once a month, and then we could check in every month and see how the energy is progressing. Either way, it's up to you. Okay, but this is only for those who are a doula through this crowdfunding opportunity. So I don't have any other opportunities where somebody can book me 7 times in a row. Unless this is the way to go. Okay, so I'll definitely take advantage of that. Okay, so down here you'll be able to book everything, your waivers and everything like that. You'll read through them and you'll be good to go. So this I just added recently. And this is for the brave. This is a $10,000 seed goal gifting tier. And this is for those called to fully see the fruit of the womb's expansion and completion. Okay, so for all the costs that are necessary, that is the goal, $10,000. Okay, so this tier is for those resourced and called to support the full fruit of the womb crowdfunding goal in a single aligned gift. So your offering allows this sacred project to complete swiftly and bloom fully, supporting online expansion, quality printing, community gathering opportunities, and future sacred projects. So before completing this gift, before you fill out your information and all of those things, okay, you must email me at automaticadvantage@gmail.com with your intention and wait for my response to ensure aligned clarity. I need to make sure that I'm receiving this in a way that is in integrity. Okay. You can also choose to remain publicly anonymous while still providing your contact information for safe record keeping to ensure online communication. Your privacy is respected. I'm holding space for this project to manifest. So, this offering I am presenting to anyone out there who is sees the value in this. Okay, so all of these you can fill out, and then you still have to fill out all of this information because I just need that for sacred record keeping. Okay, and so yes, and so that is the fruit of the womb pre-order and crowdfunding, the first chapter ebook that's available now, all of the tiers that are available now through our Mystic Hub digital store via stan.store/MediaMystic. My music portal, Restoring Harmony. I have my song here, The Weather, Black Madonna, 143 Cosmic Love. And so any other music that I begin to create, you'll start to see it here as well as I'm inspired. Okay, so now scrolling down to the aligned income, building wealth with purpose. We have a creative opportunity here that's about creating freedom and cash flow. Okay, so it's a creative freedom and cash flow interview. So it's a small interview for people who want to break free from financial limitations. You're ready to live your authentic dream while generating income. You desire a sacred avenue to heal and reclaim financial and ancestral wealth. You want to create financial stability with online support. So why this is important to me, because this is for people like myself, right? People who are ready to be free, who want more flexibility, who want to move, who want to travel, who want time to pour into your creative ability. So if you are a creator, a healer, a writer, a musician, an artist, or a spiritual entrepreneur ready to reclaim financial stability while living your purpose, this is a 15 to 30-minute interview to see if you're aligned with me for joining my team. Okay, so I have some questions down here for you to answer. You book your appointment, and then we see where you are. Okay, so like I said, everything that I do, I bring into this space. So I know that I'm an answer to myself first through divine orchestration. And then as I share the wisdom and the opportunities that I have been and become available to, I make them available to others. And I know that there are some of you out there like myself who this would be very supportive to. Okay. All right. So you are the doula. You are the doula. Let me get that book. You are the doula. Your support waters this sacred seed. Okay? Bringing it from a proof to the real thing on coffee tables and altars and in your purse and on your nightstand. You help bring fruit of the womb into the world. You nourish healthier relationships, families, and communities. Your role in this birth holds power and purpose. Thank you for choosing to co create with me. Thank you again. with deep gratitude, thank you and the divine cosmic energy that you carry with you for taking the time to connect with me in this very holy instant. Your presence and support are greatly appreciated, and I am honored to share this journey with you. Together, we are birthing sacred change. Thank you again so much, and I look forward to co creating this with you. Peace.